there's a lot of obnoxious people in the world right now. We had our two daughters walking through the mall. They really wanted to carry their strollers. So they had their strollers and they're just pushing them through the mall. And I'm in front and my wife's in behind. She's pregnant. And, we're just walking in a long line and people are either just like really loving or really scowling, really miserable. And I could I could see a lot of the boy moms. There was like a longing um, for for that kind of like walking with the strollers, that babyhood. I could see some of the guys who are maybe fathers of sons. They were kind of like, oh, look at that poor sap or whatever. And on the flip side, I could see some of those girl dads who are just like, wow, that's a good idea. And the moms of girls, they thought found it very enduring and very lovely. And so, there was just that polarizing, we're just in the mall walking, the kiddos have their strollers and people just are, they're so tense, or there's such a, like people come up and smile and say hello to you and everything's, wonderful. And on the flip side, other people are like, nah, this is weird. This is, odd, or, what a, terrible thing for you to perpetuate your children having to have kids right away. I'm like, the girls chose. They really, really wanted to take their strollers, right? So that was interesting. But we also had some people who were just scowled, who just, I think, hated the idea of us walking through the mall with our kids and just enjoying the day. And there was actually, it was funny, it was the people who had like their dog strollers who were really scowling at us. Or I think the people who they may not to be with someone, maybe who have been hurt in the past and who have some trauma that they haven't been able to deal with properly. I don't know. I'm definitely just, I guess, reverse judging, because they're judging us for going through the mall with the multiple strollers we have. But it is funny to see how polarizing kids and family are in our society, especially since I live in a metropolis. And there's a lot of people who even look down on families. And there's this kind of almost nasty feeling towards having kids, or a lot of kids. And granted, at some point, I would say when you have too many kids, you don't really have the opportunity to really raise them and connect with them, especially in a fast paced world. If you were on a farm or something like that, it might feel or look a little different. But yeah, it always drives us a little nuts how people just don't want anything, don't have anything or want anything to do with a family with kids. And we're just trying our best, just trying to keep ourselves out of the spotlight, just doing our thing. But people can really scowl and just be nasty, especially again in the downtown area. Now, there was this other incident that happened where there was this elderly lady and she was standing near the elevator and people just kept walking in front of her and she wasn't going to get on the elevator. And, again, we've got two kiddos. My wife is super pregnant and pushing already a cart. We've got the little girls with their strollers. And there's this like, workout lady and she has this big old mat and she whacks the poor lady. She's on her phone. She just thinks she's the hottest poop in the world. And I was about to confront her and my wife kind of just looked at me and I backed off because I'm like, I really got to stop trying to defend people 24/7. And one thing that I was reminded of was, instead of me fighting for this lady, how about I interact with the lady, the older lady who got bumped into and who's being, you know, uh, just taken advantage of. So I ended up just talking to her for a little bit, saying what's up and just, offering her to go in front of us. And again, she must be in her 80s or 90s. She endearingly looked at our family. She's like, no, you go on ahead. And just to hear on the elevator this young lady who had taken her bag and whacked it into this old lady, her life in that brief 30-second conversation was awful, just dreadful. So, there's something to be said about where your heart is and where the society is around you. And I think we really have to, yeah, just take a step back and really just look for people the vulnerable, the hurt, the broken. There's a lot of people out there who will actually see your family as disarming. So if you are a family person out there and you're getting a lot of scowls or people aren't happy about you having kids, of course, be respectful to the best of your abilities. But I heard a quote a little while ago, and I'm trying to really process it. It's people can choose to live in a child-free environment or in their own, setting or situation, but they can't live in a child-free world. You just have to, deal with it, right? And deal with it appropriately. I always teach my kids, like, when we're out in public, be respectful, be kind. If there's a safe stranger and they've interacted with us, please say hello. Please enter into society, be a kind person. But there are going to be many, 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 many people who are just nasty or who are having a really bad day, and you can't govern that in a moment, in a second. So I'd rather our kids be a little bit more shy than them be over rambunctious and just saying hello to everybody. Because I'm biased clearly, but we got two unique, beautiful little girls, and last thing we need to have them be engaged by predators, because I don't know if some of you have heard my story, but I was almost abducted when I was 9 years old. There was a man, thankfully, my dad is like blonde hair, blue eyes, like Owen Wilson looking, and I was just, pudgy little brown kid. So I don't think he knew he was my father. And this guy was like trying to buy me cocoa bars and candy and was trying to connect with me and saying, "Oh, come with me." And my dad like gave it to him. Like, he's like, "Don't touch my kid. Don't talk to my kid." My dad was off doing something else. My dad has mental health issues as well. And I was molested by my uncle when I was a little kid. So vulnerability and then working with children for a long time has always been on the forefront of my heart, and helping men and women, predominantly men, life coach them, walk them through life, is to protect their family, protect themselves, build up boundaries, be open to connecting with the world, be open to sharing God's love with them, but knowing that the world is a pretty nasty, evil place, and there's a lot of hurt and broken people out there. As they say, hurt people, 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 hurt people. And it's just, you're hurt, you get hurt, you don't get healing, you go out and hurt again. So it's just setting up those really good boundaries and just dealing with it in the day.